Good evening. Welcome to today's business news update. Among our big stories is Pastor Ezekiel's account being frozen for the next 30 days as investigations go on. Of course, we all saw the sackers which happened in Kilifi around dead bodies being found within or even outside church compounds. Another key story is President William Ruto talking about there being need to relocate prisons to pave way for development in urban centers across the country. You are all much welcome to the Money Daily YouTube channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. By the way, if you're new here, kindly consider subscribing to this channel because I'm out here bringing you awesome personal finance, investing, and also business news updates each and every day. On to our stories for the day. Pastor Ezekiel's account have been frozen, and we're talking about a total of 25 bank accounts and M-Pesa out there. This tells you Pastor Ezekiel actually has amassed awesome amount of wealth over time. And of course, a good chunk of this is attributed to his ministry. And we saw what happened in the Kilifi ecosystem. McKinsey talk about Pastor Ezekiel and so forth. This has really ruffled feathers in the country and raised concern over the past few weeks. And rightfully so, today we saw the court in Nairobi actually give an order to freeze Pastor Ezekiel's bank accounts for the next 1 month as authorities continue their investigations. That is one of the main news in the business front. And then the second piece of news in the business front is the news around President William Samoei Ruto actually requesting the interior and also housing ministries in the country to plan for how prisons are going to be removed in urban centers in the country to pave way for development projects. And the argument is that prisons at the moment in the country have a population of 169,000 inmates. And actually, a good number of these are actually remandees. The president argues that these are actually taking quite a good chunk of landmass in urban centers, and as such, they need to be moved to other locations out there for there to be more room for development or space for development. To give you an example, Nairobi alone has 4 facilities, which actually are in the industrial area region. Think about 4 holding facilities for inmates in industrial area region. This tells you that this space could have otherwise been used by, for example, factories out there, industries, and so forth, but they are being utilized as prisons. So the argument is actually plan for relocation of these prisons to other areas out there and then use the spaces for developments in different urban areas out there. And then the third piece of news in our business front today is news around the state pay for retirees out there falling to 36 billion. By the way, this is a major fall. Taking note that since the inception in 2013, it is the first time we're seeing a drop in pay to retirees. And actually, it is the lowest level ever since 2019. All this is attributed to cash crunch in the country. We also pays of about 2 months ago in government delayed because government was fixing some issues around money flow in the country. And with this dip of payout to retirees, it tells you as a country we are in a tricky situation. More so, considering that annually we're talking about 20,000 people out there going to retirement in the country. How is this gonna be sustainable? It is a point of concern. And I think over time, we need to devise better ways of how to pay out retirees in the country That's why we saw during Labor Day celebrations, President Ruto was talking about increasing NSSF contributions. And I think this is inevitable because the amounts need to be raised, because the government is under a cash crunch and actually need to continue sorting retirees in a better way, and even so plan better for future retirees. And then guys, the fourth piece of interesting information out there around business is that for the first time, salaries of employees in the country in the energy sector have actually bypassed pays for those in the banking sector, financial services. Maybe wondering, what does this mean? There is annual studies out there around the average pay of employees in different sectors out there. Of course, employees in the NGO space have again led this list because the average pay in the NGO space is 325,000 per year. And then, when we take a look at energy sector in the country, has actually come second because the energy sector average pay for an employee out there is 182,000 per month, as compared to the banking sector, whereby the average pay is 181,000 per month. The energy sector average pay has actually toppled the banking sector for the first time. Talk about pay out there around electricity and gas companies, which is kind of fascinating too. And then the last piece of information I want to talk to you about is that the Financial Bill 2023 has actually been tabled in Parliament. Yes, the changes we saw, which pundits out there were speculating about last week, are going to come to reality in the next few weeks in case this bill is actually implemented or passed by Parliament. Because changes around, for example, there being increase in VAT on fuel, whereby you're going to see VAT double from 8%